Well, here's some of the aftermath. You see that bar is bent right there. This whole rack is kind of twisted. Nerf bar. Header's in good shape. Bust up the body pretty good. I think it landed on the wall right here. Scored the rear end a little bit. Tank looks good from out here, but it actually scored it underneath. I think this is where it landed on the wall, right across here. I think it went from there to there on the wall as it flipped back around. But everything inside the car did its job. Belts did a good job. Didn't get the steering box, don't look like it. Probably still need to get it tested. And we're gonna pull the hood off. Well, we're unloading the 360 from this past weekend at Haas. You wanna check out some damage? Here we go. Here's a wing. If you wanna see the internals of one, here's your the runner that the wing slider kind of manipulates to move the wing back and forth. And everything else is just super lightweight. As you see, this wing is kind of blown apart in the wreck. It's going to be for sale. Who wants it? We brought home plenty of Alabama sand clay. Well, here's a final look at this car from Deep South. She got abused a little bit. Got shoved over a few inches. Broke it there. Back of the chassis also hit the wall. I'm already forgetful, so it won't affect anything. So we got the old car out. It's all stripped down. It's in pieces, sitting on the ground over there before we take it to the backyard. Motor's right here. Our man Adam here made a long haul all the way to Knoxville, Iowa, and he brought us back a new car. So this is kind of the direction we wanted to go for our next chassis, and I made it to where we had to do it sooner, unfortunately. So we got a couple weeks to get this thing built so we can race it at Volusia December 1st and 2nd, get it all shook down, and it's gonna be a good piece. It's never been assembled. It's a 2022 regular Maxim. I really wasn't feeling the Big Max, man. Every single time we came home, we put a different setup in it. We redid the rear end, we would re-square it, block it different, put different degrees and everything in the bird cages, and it just never felt like it was any different in the slick. We were bad fast and the track had bite, but when it was slick, nothing. So hopefully we can have a little bit better luck with this thing and continue to put on shows. What's up, guys? So we're going to give you a little bit of an update. We need to kind of get this video out there. There's I don't know, it's taking a little bit longer, but that's just how things are. Got a brand new car here, getting this thing ready for Volusia, Mr. Race. Got some good progress on it. Just want to show you guys where we're at so we can go from there. All right, you'll see there's a destroyed wing. That's from our last wreck. I have pulled the cap, the number, and the sideboards off of it, and they are for sale. Let us know if you want it. Here's our car though. Zoomed all the way in, I'm close. We got the motor in it, it's all plumbed. This is a brand new dash, so you know I had to have it in there like 3 or 4 times. We cut the gauges out, I had to cut the hole bigger there, get the MSD mounted up. Got the fuel fittings going through it. We're mid-process here. This is dirty garage like it's always been. And here we go. Some parts over there we got to go through. Some are junk, some aren't. And tonight I'm gonna get the rear end, get the swivel joint hooked up, get the shifter hooked up right here, right there, and get the rear end kind of in place. We're not going to be doing the setups. I ordered the wrong bushings for the the back here. So we got them coming in like a day or so. At that point, I will square everything up and get it ready. Same thing with the front end. It's in, but it's not where it needs to be. It is set up per how the Big Max was, so we'll see how close it is from Big Max to Maxim on how all that goes. But those are brand new rear arms, so we'll see. I'm gonna get this in here, get the shifter hooked up so I can start putting the seat in here, because I'm a fat boy in the sprint car world, and there's not a lot of room in this car where the shifter goes to over there where the brakes and everything are. Not a ton of room here. My seat takes up a little bit of space. Seat's over there in front of the Top Gun car, which needs some work by all the broken parts and stuff. So got to get the seat in there because we got another fuel cell coming, and I got to get the seat in there before we mount the fuel cell. I got to get the seat in there so I can mount the belts, and I got to get the seat in there so I can do all the fuel lines and make sure that I'm good. Like I said, there's not a lot of room in one of these cars, so the seat takes up most of it, especially when you like eating. I turn down dessert, but I don't turn down seconds. But get this thing all ready to go. I'm hoping to make this thing look like a race car, and then Scott will be getting down here soon and make this thing look like it's supposed to look like and match our t-shirts, because we got to sell some t-shirts at Volusia. So if you guys don't know, our next race is going to be Volusia, the 1st and 2nd. Might even shake this thing down on practice night just to make sure gearing's right, make sure it's running right, and we're good to go. So here we go. All right, well, here we are. We got the rear ends in, drive shaft's all done. I'm still waiting on some bushings to come. I ordered the wrong ones. I know I do these videos multiple days apart, so I don't ever know if I say anything, because I don't watch the videos until I edit. We got the seat. So seat's mounted. Gonna trim up some bolts, lose a ½ ounce. Right there. Got the same thing on the bottom of the seat. We'll trim the bolts a little bit and leave a little bit of thread there, but rear end's done. Drive line's done. We got enough room over there. Actually got a little bit more room in this car than I've had in the past, so it feels pretty good sitting in there. So hopefully once it's on the ground and everything, it feels good. One thing you'll notice weird about sprint cars and dirt cars in general, our seat doesn't really sit level in the car, but once we have stagger in the car leans, and once we're swung over, it leans a little bit more. So once we're at speed, we're pretty level. It also, like I said, big guys in here. Right here's our shifter. I had to make sure the bottom of the seat was clear so we can get it in and out of gear. This is what goes to the rear end here and takes it in and out of gear right there. And then on the other side, your brakes and everything. But like I said, it seems like I got a little bit more room in this car. On the last car, we were rubbing right up against that, and stuff was all in the way. But here's a little bit of what we got going on. Kind of everything started, but nothing's finished. But by the end of the weekend, this will look like a race car. That's where I'm going to end this video. Give me some feedback of kind of what you guys want to see. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. But give us some feedback. Sometimes it just feels like I'm talking to myself and my family that watches the videos. So we got a lot going on. Thanksgiving's coming up, so we racing not this weekend. Thanksgiving's next weekend, so it's the weekend after. So 3 weekends. So we got this weekend to get it ready, kind of get it as close as we can, and then Scott will need to get here to wrap this thing up and make it look like it's supposed to. So we'll have to take a bunch of stuff off the car to make it easy for him to do that, and then reassemble everything back. Hopefully by time all of that happens, my new spindles will be here that were on back order. Had like 3 things that were on back order. So hopefully all that stuff comes in so we can put together pretty much a brand new front end to run Volusia. I got a tail tank that'll be coming, so we can leave the spare as a spare. And then I got to ship the one that we wrecked at East Bay at the beginning of the year back off to get the bladder repaired. So then we'll have 2 spares of the KKR style. When we say KKR style, so all sprint cars kind of have a mounting point here on both sides. But most sprint cars have a mounting point. Let's see, let's go to the other car. See how it mounts right there? Boop. Well, this car mounts right there. So it takes a completely different style of fuel cell. There's two types. And when we bought the car from Barger, that's the type that he had. And so we got that and a spare because those aren't very common to have at the racetrack, kind of like Ford headers and stuff like that. So we have to have our own spares for that, just in case something goes wrong. And yeah, so we got that stuff coming. We'll have one plus a spare in the trailer. Scott's gonna make this thing pretty, but we're gonna get this thing looking like a race car sitting on the ground, get it fired up, make sure everything's all right before all of that happens in the first place. So hope you guys like these videos. They kind of get drawn out. I'm sorry. I work every day. I don't race for a living. We had baby appointments, ate dinner with mom, work. Just sometimes it's just tough to get out here for an hour, hour and a half. That's kind of what happened tonight. We had a baby appointment tonight. Came home, went out to dinner afterwards. Came home, took care of the baby for a minute. Came outside, we got about an hour, hour and a half in. My phone filled up full of memory. I had a bunch of stuff in trash that wasn't deleted yet. These videos take up a lot of space. But that's it. I think I've said that 4 times. Take a shot every time I say it, right? And we're going to show you what happens on this car over the weekend. Let us know what you want to see.